Welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to share with you how I made this train quilt. I call it a train quilt because the focus fabric is all trains. But I'd like to share with you how I made this. This is a present for a baby that is due any single day now, so I really need to get it into the mail. But I wanted to share it with you first. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you about it is you can see how the quilt is just all nice and crinkly and soft and just beyond soft. This is made with a fabric by, I believe it's Andover, and this fabric is purposely made to do this. Once it's washed, it just has this absolutely gorgeous texture. And I'll show you, this is the front of it. And then I'm going to turn it and let you see the back of it, because the back is just as adorable as the front. It is just a very, very nice fabric. I also wanted to share with you the batting that I used on this quilt. I normally use 100% cotton or 100% wool, but I wanted to check out a new batting that it's been out for well, I think it was out first at Spring Quilt Market and it's now Fall Quilt Market. So it's been out for about 6 months. But I had an opportunity with this quilt to try it, so I really wanted to give it a shot and see how well it washed. It's called Quilter's Dream Pink. It is only available in quilt shops. You cannot, or I believe you can get it on the internet. You cannot get it in some of the big box stores. They don't sell to them. So the only place you can get it is at a quilt store. It is a couple of things about it that made me really want to try it. Number one, it's an 80-20 batting. So it's 80% cotton with 20% polyester, which with a quilt that is washed a lot, having a little bit of polyester in it, I thought probably couldn't hurt, but I wanted to see how, number one, my machine handled it, and number two, how it washed. So with this quilt, I was able to do that. And the other reason for my wanting to give it a try is 10% of all of their sales from this product go to Mastatic, I think that's how it's pronounced, breast cancer research. And to me, that was really important. My daughter's mother-in-law died of breast cancer, so whenever I can do anything to help that out, I am extremely willing to do it. So let's go on to the batting. This is what the batting looks like, and there's a couple of things I wanted to show you about it. Number one being the fact that even though I'm holding it up in front of me, you really can't see through it. So to me, it's a nice, even, distributed batting. A lot of times I will see battings, there's one in particular that comes from Joann's, that it is nothing for me to unroll that batting and there'll be a hole about like this that is just missing the batting fibers, and to me that's really disappointing. So the first thing I wanted to show you was the even distribution of the fat fibers. It really is nice. The other thing that I liked about it is it's very soft and it seems very, very pliable. That's a big thing to me. I've seen wool battings that you unroll them, and if you gather them up, it's almost like they spring right back to this flat piece of batting. Quilter's Dream doesn't seem to do that, which is another reason why I like their product. And I'm really happy with this one. You know, as I ball it up to really see what it feels like, although it's going back, it also is it's softer. It's not bouncing right back like that other stuff does. So those were the main reasons why I wanted to try it. The last reason why I wanted to try it was because I really wanted to see how it washed. And I will be honest with you, to me, because I've used this fabric before, this has washed just like their cotton batting, which to me is a win-win all the way around. I am thrilled with how it came out. I like the quality of the batting, and I'm in love with the quilt. So if you'd like to see how I made this quilt, please stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. So I'm going to start with my focus fabric, and this is obviously my focus fabric, or obviously to me. And I need to cut it in 6.5-inch strips to start with, and then I'm going to subcut it down a little bit, subcut it down into 6.5-inch squares. So I'm just going to grab my square ruler, and I'm going to start by being right here on the edge. And you can see I've already cleaned the edge up so that I'm square. I'm going to start right here, and as always I use my ruler and my board to measure to make sure that I'm staying pretty straight. And I'm going to cut. So I'm going to do this, and I think I need 5 strips of this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And these are 6.5-inch strips, and I need to be careful with my ruler to make sure that I'm still getting them right. How straight I am here. Okay. So 2, just going to slide this down and then realign me again. I've got plenty of fabric here. I know that for sure. And I'm going to line up on my board, and then I'm also going to use my ruler. So I'm 6.5. There I go. I'm 6.5. Once I get done doing this, I need to cut 2.5-inch strips from my second fabric. Whoops. And my second fabric is a really neat fabric that I can't wait to show you. Get me lined up again. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one makes 5, and I must need a new rotary blade. So there's my 5 of this. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna set this extra that I got aside. And now this is my focus fabric again. And the next thing I'm going to do with it, after I put my ruler away, is I'm going to cut it up into the next segments that I need. Because I need a bunch of 6.5-inch squares. So I'm just going to take it and line it up on my board. I'm going to open these up. I'm comfortable cutting 4 layers of fabric at once, but really no more than 4. I'm going to line these 2 up. I'm going to square it off down here. And then I'm going to start cutting my 6.5-inch segments. So here I go. really must need a new blade. 'Cause it's getting caught on everything. And here's my last cut for this group. There we go. And you can see I've lined it up right at the 6.5. Yeah. This can go into my scrap bucket or into the trash can. Depends upon how I feel today. So I'm going to finish cutting these up. Once I've got these done, I'm going to move on to my strips. And I can't wait to show you the strips that are going to surround these. Cute, cute, cute. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. I did 5 strips. In each strip I was able to get 4 out of. So I have a total of 30 of these 6.5-inch blocks. I'm going to set those up here. And now I'm going to bring in my strip fabric. And this is my strip fabric that's going to go surround this fabric. And what is so cool about this fabric is it's really textured. And once I wash it, it's gonna be really, really cool. It gets all nice and crinkly like Grandma's antique quilts. So I need to cut 12 of this and 12 of this. And once I do that, then I need to do a sub cut. So I'll be back in a little bit once I've got all my strips cut. You can see I've separated my blocks into 2 separate piles, so I have 15 in each pile. And then I've cut strips that are 2.5 by 6.5. And I am going to chain piece one on the top and one on the bottom of each of these in orange. And then on this one, I'm gonna do one on the top and one on the bottom of each of these in the gray. And then I will be back to cut my second set of strips. All right, I've got my first step done. I have sewn a 6.5-inch strip on each side and of 15 of them. And then on the other 15, I sewed the 6.5-inch strip on the top and the bottom. And the reason for this is because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna put strips across the top and the bottom. And then let me pull this one over. And on this one, it's going to be on the side. Well, next to one another so you can see. And on the side. And what's going to happen is, by doing it this way, the only place I'm going to have seams that I have to match up is at the start and finish of each block. So that's what my 2 blocks are going to look like. And I'll switch them around so that you can see them right side up instead of upside down. Now, isn't that going to be absolutely adorable? I think it is. So now I'm going to measure from here to here to make sure of the size of my block. And on this one, I'll measure from here to here. I'm going to cut the rest of my strips out and then get it ready to sew again. All right, I have sewn my borders on all of my blocks. And you can see here, because I alternated how I was putting them on, these are going to go together really nice because I don't have any seams to match up. So I'm going to now sew, I believe it's 5 in each row, and I've got 6 total rows. So I'm now going to put my rows together, and once I have my rows together to make rows, I'll put my rows. Once I have my blocks put together that will make rows, I will then put my rows together to finish off the quilt. And then I'll show you what that looks like. I wanted you to see the entire quilt, or at least as much as I could get on the camera. It's all put together. It's currently been pressed. It's ready to go on the long arm. I have to get some fabric for the back of it. So I'll grab fabric tomorrow for the back of it, and then I'll get it on the long arm. I recently found a quilting pattern that is trains, so I'll be quilting it with that. And once I've got it all quilted, on this one I'm going to show it to you when it's all quilted. and probably bound, because I want you to see what happens to the gray and the orange fabric. So I'm going to put this video on hold for just a little bit until I get it completely washed or completely quilted, bound, and washed, and then I will be back to show you the finished product. Hi, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial on how I made this train quilt. I think it would be adorable with any focus fabric. I think you could do just about anything and have it look absolutely adorable. I obviously would love to go buy some pink and purple of this and some green and make a real nice, cute little girl quilt, but that's not happening today. So anyhow, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.